Hello there, and welcome to Space Haven. This is a pretty neat little game. Ooh, connection is unstable. Let's just take a quick look at this. Well, hopefully it sorts itself out. So this is a kind of like colony survival game, quite similar to RimWorld. In fact, it was inspired by RimWorld, which was of course inspired by Dwarf Fortress. So fun type of game. It is in very early production, I believe, or not very early, but it doesn't have all features. I don't think. Anyway, I've played a few games and I've got a custom difficulty setting set up. I may adjust it a little bit because I was finding it a little bit easy. I gave myself a little too many resources. The way that I like the way that I like playing these games is I like to have enough resources. That could maybe be a fun one for another time. I like to have enough resources to be able to build essentially whatever I want. And I think I might have already adjusted these to be more fitting. This is way too many soft blocks, so I can clear like... we can go with 30. Yeah. So this is pretty easy starting settings, really. Like, the only things that I've really touched are the food, the water... I mean, not the food. The building blocks, the water, and the the energium. Haven't bothered with Hyperium. Because these are the kind of things that you need a lot of if you want to build your ship right from the start. And that's generally how I like to do it. Hello there, the Dogelet Games. How's it going, man? Just looking at Space Haven here. Just about to get started. Just been going over some of the edits that I've done for the resources to start. So I do have it set on, like, it is a mirror of the harsh difficulty. Life's good, done at work in 2 hours. Hey, good shit. What do you do for work? If you're cool with talking about that. If not, that's fine. I do have the settings for harsh, so it will be hard for us to restock on a lot of materials and a lot of raw materials. IT support training. Okay, cool. Imagine that'd be a booming industry these days with all the technological marvels and wonders we have. There'd be no ending to the how the fuck does this work questions coming in, I'm sure. And yeah, so we start hostile to the pirates and the slavers, and we start with technologies of basic and fabrics. This is Space Haven, so I'll just back out to the menu for you. It's basically like a ship survival colony style game. So it's like a RimWorld, but you build your ship and you travel from node to node to node. They describe it as a hybrid between RimWorld and Faster Than Light. And it's certainly more RimWorld than Faster Than Light. But it's a pretty fun game. And yeah, lyrics in a game. It's not often you hear that, so I think that's pretty neat. That song was really jarring to me when I first started hearing it, but it's really grown on me and I dig it, and I want to hear an extended version one day. But yeah, we can get in, save our game as that, go with Harsh Builder, And I didn't save that, so let's bring this back down to 30. And save this. So, yeah, if you've ever played Dwarf Fortress or RimWorld, then this will be right up your alley because, yeah, it's basically the same thing, but you build your ship and try to survive. And let's look at what we need. Ideally, we have team skills 3 across the board. So we have, people with 3 training able to fill every one of our industries and things at the same time. There is a couple ways that we could go about it. One way we could go about it is, go the friendly neighbor route and try and get everyone filled out on everything and try and trade our way through. Another way that we could go about it is we could board the first hostile people we come across and we could try and take a bunch of prisoners and try and recruit them or sell them off to their faction or, any number of things. That makes for... It's Jack Bold. Jack the Doctor. He's got a bit of hair. He's got like a friar cut. These will cycle though because I will shuffle a bunch of these guys by randomizing them as such, and we will look for people that have certain certain skills, as well as certain traits. Antisocial is a fine trait to have. Also, perception. Matching up perception with weapons is really good. Boldness haunts us. It'll be a central theme. You watch, I get affiliate and like my first emote will be just some random fucking bold dude. Like a stock image from Google or something. Yeah, so like we'll get a bunch of people. Neurotic's kind of shitty. Nyctophilia is okay. That means they like the dark. And so what are your skills? Industry and medical. We do need a medic. So let's shuffle the next person. Construct gunner operations. Nah. Operations nav. Operations research and mining. It's not bad. You'll fight all the bold people in every game. Oh god. What's this here? Is this one of yours? Yeah. Doge 2, I'd do it. Oh wait, no. Wait, what? Dog 2, what? That's a hell of a shortcut. I need to figure out how all that works. I'm so old. Like, I don't really get emotes at all and shit like that. So I gotta figure that shit out one day, but... yeah. For now, it's fine. For now, it's not my concern whether I want it or not. Mining, weapons, it's alright. For some reason, you had to have the Doge 21 in your shortcut. Interesting. So that's probably because of so many people doing something like the Doge as an emote name. You probably can't, like... have the same emote names as other people who have emotes in the system, which is interesting to think about. And actually, that could there could be like a whole commerce around that. The trading of valuable links and shit. I've been thinking about this with a bunch of things, and I reckon one day it's bound to happen because the internet's only going to get more and more cluttered. So the value of easy to find and easy to use links is just going to go up and up. Wanted to just have it as as TD, TG1, 2, and 3. Yeah, that would definitely make it easier. Just having like some sort of acronym and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and people will get to know the order you've got them in time. But, you'll have plenty of time. Like, you may change it one day. You may find something that suits you a lot better. You may end up, growing on you what it is right now. Suppose we all just got to give it time, right? Yeah, so industry and mining and research. And I suppose operations. Navigations I'd like to have matched with a pilot. Construction and gunner is, I suppose, okay. Um, only medical. I'd rather not. Piloting, gunner research, nav, industry, mining, medical research. Wow. Industry, nav, mining, gunner. I do kinda need it. No, shit perception. Mining, botany. So that just leaves piloting and shielding being needed. She is needy, so she may break earlier than normal. Yeah. Also, by all means, if any of these people take your fancy, by all means, feel free to claim one, and we can chuck your name in there as one of these people. So, what have we got so far? We have Jonas, the security guard, who finds comfort in the darkness. He is very brave. He doesn't have a lot of zest. He's got a bit above average intelligence and a bit below perception. And he will primarily be our industry worker and perhaps go on the operations panel and do trading with other factions. We have Eldon, our lawyer, who also finds comfort in the dark. He is below average bravery. He is not zest at all. So, I forget what zest does. I think zest affects your mood swings. So, like, somebody with a high zest is prone to being extremely happy or having mental breaks. Super intelligent and super perceptive. You will be basically hogging the research table for the entire game. Probably doing some mining as well here and there until we get enough people to take you off of that. And we have Winifred, a navigator, who is antisocial, which isn't too bad. It just means they don't get social debuffs if they don't talk to people very often. Bravery, slightly below average, no zest again, and a genius and very perceptive. She is our constructor, so she will be doing most of like the hull building and also the buildings within our ship that we need. Gunner as well, so she will be operating the turrets should we get into any fights and should we get to the point where we unlock weapon turrets. And weapons as well, which means she can handle a rifle better than anyone else here so far. Which would be super handy if we go the route of capturing prisoners and recruiting them. Justine is a needy lawyer who is below average brave. Same again, what the fuck? And will be predominantly a miner and will tend to the gardens when she is not out in space mining. Paige, are you any good? No, we can shuffle you. Gunner weapons research, nope. Operations and mining, nope. Nope. Weapons and mining. It'd be good to have a couple of people who can handle mining. Although mining's pretty quick, so our researcher can take care of that and then go back to their research. And also, the reason I'm only considering these is just because it's generally better with... If you've ever played a game like this, then I'm sure you know, but if you haven't, it's generally better to have at least one specialist in as many things as you can when you start the game, or at least the essential roles when you start the game, just so you can more better ensure that you have successful operations with that. Like, for example, cooking isn't a thing that's in this game, but if you play like RimWorld or Dwarf Fortress, it most certainly is. And if you get somebody who is unskilled to cook your food, then you could very well poison everyone. And that is not a very fun way to end the game. This game is a bit more forgiving than that. It doesn't push those sort of parameters, which is, you know, I like crazy games like that can really just spiral out of control. But I dig the more simple things as well. Like this has excellent UI and UX, so I'm very happy to play this game. Yuri is a gourmand, enjoys eating, and is below average. Oh my god, really? More genius, super perceptive, really stoic, and will probably surrender in a fight. Okay, sure, we can take Yuri as well. We don't have many good gunners, but I suppose we only need one if we're willing to sacrifice a couple people. And so what do we need? We need someone in shielding and probably. Do I only have one constructor? Yeah. Shielding and construction is probably a good thing to get another person in. So let's just keep shuffling these people around. Good to know he is 5 intelligent. Yeah, I mean, consider it 100% and it moving in 20% increments or something like that. Fuck, I don't know. It's a 1 to 5 scale. Use your imagination. Yeah, but that's all right. There are it's probably not good of me to keep harping on like this, but like, if you play something like Dwarf Fortress, they generally have a skill base of like 1 to 20. And so, like, super unskilled people will have like 0 skill and their skill will develop very slowly. But super talented people, they'll start at like 6 or 7 and grow up to 20 a lot quicker, which is pretty cool. And it allows more longevity of the game because, like, you put heavier investment into each of the characters, and if and when they die, it leaves you in a hard spot. So yeah, this is fine. So what do we end up with? Yuri the geologist. I mean, it would be wrong if we didn't. So there we go. Did that? Why didn't you save? There you go. And yeah, Krista is a sheriff, and she is needy, so she will take social penalties. She is very brave, slightly below average zest, not intelligent at all, but very, very perceptive. Is there anyone amongst here who would like... Well, anyone amongst here who is appealing to be claimed? I suppose we can replace the geologist, that's just kind of a joke, but, we can keep him around if we want. So hang on, let's think of this. With industry, you'll probably also be working the industry most. 1 construction's fine to at least help out. You have 2 construction, so you could get in there as well. It'll probably be like a big mix of just whoever is available to do the tasks will do whatever tasks are at hand first up. But as we get everything set up and put into place, we can designate operations more and more, and people can just focus on their specialties without having to jump around to other things. So, yeah, I suppose we'll go over this as well. So the accuracy is generally just like your weapons accuracy. It allows you to just shoot with a gun and do it more accurately. It doesn't affect the gunner trait at all, I don't believe. Just for handheld weapons. Accident is, of course, how likely they are to have an accident. Minus 10% is good because it gives you a threshold for when people start taking debuffs, like, I don't know, severe protein deficiency, for example, makes you more accident prone, and we will likely have to deal with that in large amounts. So having a threshold for accident is nice, and you've got a bit less, but that's okay. Working speed, pretty self-explanatory, how fast you do the task. Recovery is how quickly you heal from wounds. Learning, I don't fully understand. I guess these can be developed. The ones that are in light blue can be done, but the ones that are grayed out are tasks that these people can't do. So perhaps learning allows you to eventually buff these up to like level 2 or level 3. But I haven't seen anything like that yet. And surrender is how likely they are to surrender if they're in a fight. People with a high surrender rate will give up, you know, when they've got like 60-70% HP. People with a low surrender rate might fight until they die. So, looks like everyone would be willing to stick around for at least a few shots, which is nice to see. I think we are actually able to name people in-game. So, you know what, how about we just get into this and we get started. And, you know, if you see, keep an eye on people, see what they do. If anyone catches your eye, be like, yo, I'm going to be this person. So, wondering why your crew member is starving when they just ate? Starvation takes a longer time to resolve. Ensure there is more long-term stable access to food and that crew members have enough leisure time to be able to eat. Which is good to know, because starvation sucks. We need, first and foremost, thank you. Yeah, I suppose I'll let these pop up. So, and I'll read them too. Hello, Spacefarer, and welcome to Space Haven. Follow the upcoming blue objective notifications to be guided through all the basic steps of assembling a working ship. Your crew will follow a schedule, and the icon above their head will tell you whether they are currently working, sleeping, or taking some free time to look after themselves. All three are necessary, so let them work at their own pace, and you will soon see your ship come to life. If you find yourself struggling with resources at first, don't be afraid to start a new game and modify. We can, yeah. So that's the very gist of Space Haven. And you know what? I'm gonna do some advanced shit right here. First things first, I'm going to delete the blueprints that they give us, because I am quite a fan of this shape for a ship. It does technically give us one less tile to work with, so that is less space that our ship can occupy. But I like, yeah, you know, it's the way that I like to build it, so let's do it. Before we even get started on that though, we need to find our weapons people. So, 2 weapons, we can draft you, get you over to this storage. 3 weapons, we can draft you and get you over to the storage. 3 weapons, draft you, get you over to the storage. And 1 weapon. I didn't even intend it, but we actually have a really good crew if we want to go the take prisoners and steal resources route. So that is something to consider. Oh yeah, Catmeat's up in there. So first things first, we are going to equip each of our people with a gun. Wait, where are they? Okay, this one then, please. Start building your new spaceship. This mining station will only support your crew members for a little while, so you should start building a new spaceship. You can build the new ship hull little by little and do not have to design it outright. Use the build hull tool in the build menu and paint hull tiles on the new ship hull canvas found. On the new ship hull canvas found next to the mining station, which was the thing we just replaced. So, good stuff. Here's our guns. So, there you go, Winifred. And there you go, Catmeat. And there you go, Krista. And there you go, Jonas. Okie dokie, let's get you onto this ship. And I want you in your space suit, because we are going on a little journey to this destroyed ship. And we are going to scavenge this ship like insects. And we're going to kill insect-like things while we scavenge it. So, circle of life, you know? I don't know. I'm just fucking rambling. Okay, other things that I want to do is I want to compost. This is something that I won't be able to do once we leave this mining station, at least for a little while, because this is a technology we will need to research. And all of this as well is growing beds, which we will also need to research. And for now, let's use it to full effect to grow as many fruits, vegetables, nuts and seeds as we can. Nuts and seeds don't grow as fast as fruits and veggies, so that's why I plant double the amount, because we can get closer to the same amount of yield. It's definitely not, and let's also prioritize these as max, because we want these going as much as possible. Despite all of the other things our crew members will soon be burdened with doing. So for now, everyone who's still at base, who is it, Justine and Eldon? Do either of you have botany skill? Did I send off? No, you got 1. And you got 3. Good. Good stuff. Okie dokie. Eventually, we will mine all of these things as well. However, we do not have enough people right now, so we will, yeah. Thing that I like to do is very first just claim these derelict ships, which requires you to travel over to them and explore them manually and exterminate any spacey creatures that may exist within its broken case, I suppose. And then we can rip it to shreds. Very good. Everyone can exit. Monster! Kill it! Blah. Easy done. So here it is. Explore derelict. Fully explore the derelict ship and neutralize any hostiles. There's... oh, there maybe is something in here. Nothing I can grab right now. Okay, I will be essentially just sitting on the pause button as I do this, just because, you know, it's easier to keep everyone safe. They can take a few hits from these creatures and still be totally fine. Please shoot him. So that's okay, but ideally they don't get any open wounds, because they can get worse. Oh, we do have medical beds in right here, so they can be healed. So that's not a big deal, but once we travel away from here, tanking too many shots is dangerous, because if we get an open wound, you can just outright bleed to death if not treated. Cool. Shuffle on forward. Deal with this poor dude who's stuck here behind the chair. How did you even get there? We'll never know. Ooh, hello, monster. Let's travel away from you. Good. And you can't follow us. They can't follow over diagonal tiles, and we can travel over this because we have spacesuits. So let's finish him off.